Peter F Drucker, the father of modern management quotes that are still relevant today. Business that's easily defined. It's other people's money. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. People that don't take risks generally make about 2 big mistakes a year. People who do take risks generally make about 2 big mistakes a year. Business has only 2 basic functions: marketing and innovation. Efficiency is concerned with doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. In today's economy, the most important resource is no longer labor, capital, or land. It is knowledge. The effective executive therefore knows that to manage his time, he first has to know where it actually goes. The key to greatness is to look for people's potential and spend time developing it. The only real difference between one organization and another is the performance of its people. Never mind your happiness. Do your duty. There are only 2 things in a business that make money: innovation and marketing. Everything else is cost. Every enterprise requires commitment to common goals and shared values. Without such commitment, there is no enterprise. There is only a mob. A business exists because the consumer is willing to pay you his money. You run a business to satisfy the consumer. That isn't marketing. That goes way beyond marketing. Long-range planning does not deal with the future decisions, but with the future of present decisions. If you want something new, you have to stop doing something old. The aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous. We now accept the fact that learning is a lifelong process of keeping abreast of change, and the most pressing task is to teach people how to learn. A man should never be appointed into a managerial position if his vision focuses on people's weaknesses rather than on their strengths. Innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. Focus on opportunities, not problems. Entrepreneurship is neither a science nor an art. It is a practice. An organization is an organ of society and fulfills itself by the contribution it makes to the outside environment. There is nothing worse than doing the wrong thing well. The problem in my life and other people's lives is not the absence of knowing what to do, but the absence of doing it. If there is one secret of effectiveness, it is concentration. Effective executives do first things first and they do one thing at a time. Doing the right thing is more important than doing the thing right. Time is the scarcest resource, and unless it is managed, nothing else can be managed. You have to produce results in the short term, but you have to produce results in the long term too. And the long term is not simply the adding up of short terms. A time of turbulence is a dangerous time, but its greatest danger is a temptation to deny reality. There is nothing quite so useless as doing with great efficiency something that should not be done at all. Plans are only good intentions unless they immediately degenerate into hard work. Only 3 things happen naturally in organizations: friction, confusion, and underperformance. Everything else requires leadership. The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well the product or service fits him and sells itself. Effectiveness is, after all, not a subject, but a self-discipline. Do what you do best and outsource the rest. Follow effective action and quiet reflection. From the quiet reflection will come even more effective action. The relevant question is not simply what shall we do tomorrow, but rather what shall we do today in order to get ready for tomorrow. Quality in a service or product is not what you put into it. It is what the client or customer gets out of it. Marketing is not a function. It is the whole business seen from the customer's point of view. The real achiever does one thing at a time. The race for quality has no finish line, so technically it's more like a death march. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. The task of leadership is to create an alignment of strength so strong that it makes the system's weaknesses irrelevant. Mission defines strategy, and strategy defines structure. Leadership is an achievement of trust. The critical question is not, how can I achieve this, but what can I contribute? Management by objective works. If you know the objectives, 90% of the time you don't. The only skill that will be important in the 21st century is the skill of learning new skills. Everything else will become obsolete over time. Whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. No human being can possibly predict the future, let alone control it. If you have more than 5 goals, you have none. Profit for a company is like oxygen for a person. If you don't have enough of it, you're out of the game. But if you think your life is about breathing, you're really missing something. Rank does not confer privilege or give power. It imposes responsibility. One does not manage people. The task is to lead people. The single most important thing to remember about any enterprise is that there are no results inside its walls. The result of a business is a satisfied customer. Do first things first, and second things not at all.